What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Here we are Saturday morning, 10:30 a.m. on January the 16th, 2021. Back to bring you another one, ladies and gentlemen. I realized last night, I was thinking to myself, I just really had a deep thought for myself, and I was just like, you know what, it's time to stop. It's time to stop. It's time to get back down to business. It's time to stop trolling the trolls. It's time to start giving the good content that people are here to watch instead of going back and forth with individuals. So here I am, ladies and gentlemen. From this point on, I'm gonna try my very best to stick to the news and get to it and tell you my thoughts, regardless of how people feel about it, and give you the great content that you originally subscribed for. So here we are. Today on the agenda is all the Miami Dolphins' latest news that a lot of people were like, hey, man, how come you haven't covered this? How come you haven't covered that? It's simply because I've been enjoying my birthday weekend, okay? Yes, YouTube did not send out the notifications for everyone. Sorry, Ronnie, but it is what it is. But you can help that out by hitting the like button. We only got 20 people watching because we never got a notification sent out, but punch that like button and it will start to be sent out. Trust me on that, all right? All right, so anywho, let's dive in, guys. We're going to talk about the Tua Trust thing that's been going around all week. We're going to talk about the third overall pick. We're also going to talk about Flores and Flores' endorsement of Tua Tagovailoa and the lesson that we can learn from Xavien Howard. A lesson that we can learn from Xavier Howard, and that's going to be the most powerful segment of the show today. Again, hit that like button. Make sure that you check me out on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Sportscaster, DolphinsTalk.com. As soon as my equipment come in, I had some faulty equipment that I had to replace for my podcast, so hopefully I get that sooner than later. Also, check out Finsanity on Miami Sports Music. Make sure y'all go give her love and support. They're launching their website. She's going to have a podcast starting soon. And shout out to all the Dolphin YouTubers out there. Nothing but love from TD. And shout out to the Mod Squad for helping me out doing their thing in the comment section, helping us do what we do. Real quick, because I know we have about 92 people here right now. Let me know right now, did you get a notification? Yes or no in the comment section. Just trying to see how many of you all got a notification. And happy birthday to big boy Wario. I don't know. Happy birthday to you. All right. Put a yes or no in the comment section. Did you get the notification? Yes, yes, yes. No, no, no. Yes, no, no. Yes, no, no, no. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, it showed up. Yes, no. Yes, yes, yes. But late. Yes, yes. I always get a notification. Yes, yes. All right, guys. Now, one thing I want you to make sure that you do. Make sure you go to your notification bell. Make sure that it's turned on to always, okay? Hopefully, now if I have to switch to the text version, I'll do that. I'll get a text number for TD FinStalk. What'll happen is you'll receive a text message when I'm going live. If I have to switch to that, I'm gonna give YouTube one more week to get this together because they've been messing with me all December and January, honestly. But it's all good, guys. But anywho, thanks for y'all letting me know. We got 111 people watching right now. That's why I told y'all we went from 4 likes to 40 likes, and then it jumped from 40 people watching to 111. Hit the like button, and it's going to bring more people in. I don't know why that is, but that's how YouTube operates. Punch the like button, and it always brings more people in, all right? We got the 2 dislikes already, so the haters have arrived. That means the validation is here for great streams, all right? So we should have a good one, guys, all right? Now, well, one of them dropped off and then came back, so the validation is here. Anywho, here we go. Let's dive right in. First and foremost, I want to address this thing about, trusting Tua with the players, okay? Honestly, guys, I don't think this is much to look into at all. It's nothing that we don't already know. Simply, I think what it really boiled down to was the fact that Grier is, y'all follow me on this. Grier is breaking protocol, okay? Chris Grier is breaking protocol. This team, the reason why I love this front office and the coaching staff and as a whole so much is because They brought us a system. I think all of us Dolphin fans can agree that we didn't have a system for 20 years. And when I say a system, I'm not talking about just your offensive system, your defensive system. I'm talking about an organizational system where they have principles, they have almost like bylaws. Here are the rules. This is what we follow, X, Y, and Z. Shout out to Shake Money who said, I hope Gates to Philly, fry Eagles, fry. Well, maybe. But Grier is breaking the system. He's breaking the rules of the system that they put in place. And let me help you understand what I'm saying here. First of all, one major thing that we all felt new in this system was there's no player above the team. A coach, a general manager, no one's going to go over and beyond to defend this player, shine on this player over. Do y'all catch my drift there? Nobody's going to go over what they need to defend anyone or anything like that. They're going to ignore the critics. They're going to ignore all the buzz. And they're going to focus on football. Nobody's bigger than the team. Nobody's bigger than the team. And it amazes me that I feel like they're breaking that mantra by coming out and saying Tua is our starter next year. Especially with the coaching staff that says best man up. Best man plays. Whoever's practicing the best, that's the guy who gets to start. It's a huge contradiction to the players in the locker room. So when you come out and you say Tua is the starter, it makes players feel as if he is entitled and he doesn't have to earn anything. Wasn't this the same thing that a lot of people had gripes about with Ryan Tannehill? And not to bring him up, but we're talking history here. Isn't it the exact same gripe that they had with Ryan Tannehill? They defend him, they baby him, they coddle him, Adam Gase and all of those boys. Remember, these were the complaints? But here we are following that same cycle, exhibiting those same behaviors when every player should be under pressure. And I think that was the issue with all of this. Players, I think players do trust Tua, and not to the degree where they feel like he's a great player yet, but they trust him. They trust Flores. But when you come out and you automatically give a guy a role that many feel that he hasn't earned, it sets a bad precedent. And this is solely on Chris Grier that started this. You didn't have to come out and say he's the starter, but let me talk to you all about why Chris Grier did what he did, which I'm going to be honest with you, it's unfortunate. It makes me, I have very high regard for Chris Grier, but I feel like in this very moment, he showed a little bit of vulnerability. Why do you say that, TD? Simple. It was Chris Grier's pick, I truly do believe. Him and Stephen Ross, it was their pick. I don't believe it was Flores' pick. I'm going to stick to that forever, but it was Grier's pick. And Grier's pick in the first year did not look like it was a pick to be proud of. So what do most people who are feeling vulnerable do at that moment? They defend it. They defend their pick. They take it personal. And the only way I could see Chris Grier jumping out of character and following the principles that we've set in place that nobody's above the team is if he takes something personal. And he's taking the fact that Tua is being criticized greatly. And a lot of people are saying we should have drafted Justin Herbert, whether you agree or not. That's not even a part of the conversation. But he's taking it personal. And I personally feel like he's the reason for all of this. He caused that. First of all, you did not need to bring extra added attention to Tua Tagovailoa. This kid should be just focused on training this summer and not focused on teammates not trusting him. Grier brought this on the organization, not the players who spoke out, because I've heard a lot of this and that about that. Oh, it has to be a sorry player, or it has to be. Let me tell y'all something, why it's not one of the bum players that said this. Now I know you would think that it's a bum player that said it because they feel like they don't have a spot guaranteed. They don't have a spot guarantee. So why does he automatically get a spot guaranteed and he ain't proved nothing? He's struggling just as much as I am, right? If it's a sorry player. That's what a lot of people like to believe. But I disagree. This is the NFL, ladies and gentlemen. This is the NFL. The sorry players are on pins and needles. If Brian Flores gives a directive, do not speak to the media, the last person that's going to be speaking to the media about anything is a sorry player. The last person that's going to be talking to the media is a sorry player. They are going to be in line. Ladies and gentlemen, I am here to tell you it is strictly someone who makes money or feels very secure about their position on this team. A good player, a veteran player, a player who has already made a name for himself. I don't know who that player is, but if I was to guess and throw out names, Calvin Noy, who was talking very vocally early in the season. Soon as Tua got to start, he didn't talk anymore. You got Devontae Parker. He benefits greatly from having Fitz in over Tua. I mean, Mike Gesicki might have even said a few things. I don't know who said it. But what it doesn't sound right is a sorry player being the one that said it. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It could be Rashard Jones. It could be Xavien Howard. You don't know. But it wasn't no scrub. Scrubs are tight-lipped. I'm falling in line. This is my money. We competing here. I ain't listening. Because, listen. What scrub is going to risk a reporter not outing him if the team give him an exclusive? That's all the team got to do. That's all the team that Brian Flores, hey, I want to bring you in. I'm willing to give you an exclusive or two if you can let me know who those three players are. You don't think that they did a due diligence? You don't think they would do a due diligence to see who's not following the coach's rules? Because in the article it stated, coach don't want us talking about this. Coach don't want us having these conversations. It's that simple. It's that simple, man. And it's the truth. TD meant Byron, calm down. Oh, did I say something other than Byron by mistake? I meant Byron Jones. If I said Rashard Jones, forgive me. I don't know what y'all talk about. But anywho, so at the end of the day, none of all of that matters. Chris Grier should have just shut his mouth. Chris Grier didn't have to come out here and defend somebody like he's a little child. Chris Grier started all of this, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Grier, he got out of character. And that's unbecoming of him, but he did. But that shows you everything cracks. It further makes me feel like this was definitely a Grier pick. It wasn't a Flores pick. It wasn't at all. But anywho, man, that's how it is, man. That's what I believe in that situation. It ain't much news. We all know that Tua ain't earned nothing. We all know that Tua hasn't earned anything. And every player on the roster should feel the way that of what was reported. Every single player on the roster should feel that way. Think about it, y'all. If you are on the roster and you got to go out there and earn and improve it, you ain't being named the starter. I mean, if you're Miles Gaskins or Ahmed, you're like, man, I bust my behind this year. I made something out of nothing. You ain't out here naming me the starter for next year. Hey, matter of fact, I like to think that I produce more at my position than Tua did at his. Any one of them, Ahmed or Gaskins. So every single player on this roster should feel that way. How you going to have a principle of Best man plays, whoever gives us the best chance to win, but you starting to flip the script on that. Honestly, it started in, what was it, week 6, week 7, with the benching of Fitz versus the Jets, and Tua's now the starter. Everybody knows now he never gave us the best chance to win. Deep down inside, everybody knows that. Everybody knows that. But he flipping script. Flipping script. So at the end of the day, man, it is what it is. Here y'all go with this fake news, bro. Listen, ain't no fake news. They reported that to him straight up. Listen, anybody who believed that was fake news, now you buying into the narrative of the cover up. Stop. There were definitely players that came out and showed some frustration about what happened. Definitely some players that did. No, Grier did right thing. Tua is a starter, TD. Stop preying on Tua's downfall. And did you not see Flores praise Tua? Tell me one person Flores ain't never praised on this roster. We might as well go. Thanks for the segue with the donation. We might as well segue straight to Flores endorsement. Like some of y'all act like y'all look for the validation to prove your point when most of it is a fallacy. Like, you get real. They could have talked about Noah monogamy. He would have came out and probably gave an endorsement. The kid works hard, blah, blah, blah. I have faith in him. I'm confident in him. He did better. Didn't they do this with Rosen? Like, come on, ladies and gentlemen. Rosen should have been your lesson learned in regards to Flores came out and endorsed him. Oh my gosh, if anybody took anything out of credibility of Flores coming out to endorse him, all I got to do is say Josh Rosen drops mic. What did Flores say last year at the end of the season about Josh Rosen? But he was gone. They got him out of here regardless of all those things he said. You know, I like the kid. I like what he's been doing. You know, I gave him a list of things to do. He's completed all of them. He's definitely going to have an opportunity next year to compete for the starting job. Gone. Gone. Stop blinding yourself just because it makes you feel better to hear what you want to hear. Think about it objectively. Think about it objectively. What coach would not come out and defend the quarterback they drafted 5th overall? Outside of maybe Bill Belichick, but I'm just saying. Do you tell me, did you not expect Flores to do that? I was actually shocked it took him so long to do it. I'm like, man, when Flores going to come out and say, you know, we trust in the kid. I have full confidence in him, blah, 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 blah. Well, I was waiting on it. Like, didn't you hear Flores? He came out and put it all to bed and say, Tua is the guy. He trusts him and really? Mm-hmm. No. Go ask mommy. And you can't keep having it. You're going to have some water, okay? Come on, y'all. Come on. Let's keep it 1,000, all right? I understand, though, when you're a fan of somebody, you want to hear everything you want to hear to make you feel better about the situation. But deep down inside, even the biggest fans know deep down inside everything ain't sitting right. Everything's not sitting right. It's all good, though. It's all good. Trust me. TD understands why you feel the way you feel and why you believe what you believe. Trust me. That's fandom. I get it. Your guy can do no wrong. You want to see the best for him in every situation. I'm with that. I understand that. But I'm here to talk Dolphins football. Not be this fanboy, okay? Nope. Yep. Go ahead. Close it behind you, okay? You don't like Tua? I don't dislike Tua. I didn't like his game this year, but I like Tua. He's a good person. I like the person Tua is. He's an amazing person. Great guy, great man, stand-up guy, just a great person. In that regards, I love Tua. As far as the football player, I'm not sold. That's all. I'm just not sold. I'm the type of person once you the value looks like it's worth buying. Oh, I'm buying it. I'm buying 2 of them, maybe even 3, maybe even 4, and I ain't gonna use all 4, but I still buy it. But the value got to be there, and I think that's the fairest thing ever. You know, these days they call it hate. Lack of blind loyalty is called hate these days. That's what it's called. All right, but anywho, man. So the Tua trusting situation, listen, players have a right to feel the way that they feel, especially with how we set things up. But I'm gonna skip ahead because we'll do the third pick last. I want to go straight to the Xavien Howard lesson because it kind of goes hand in hand with this. Okay, I want to switch to the segment that I wanted to talk about, the lesson that we've learned from Xavien Howard this year. And everybody knows on the record, I was one of those guys who I didn't believe. It's not that I didn't believe in Xavien Howard. It was the fact that I didn't believe in his longevity. One moment, guys. Give it to him. Give him 3 of them. My bad, y'all. It's the fact that I didn't believe in his longevity. And even now, I don't think that it can sustain, especially up for a new contract. I think at some point we're going to be bit by it. We're going to be paying some dead cap or something like that when it's all said and done in regards to Xavien Howard. I just hope that he continues to prove me wrong personally, because that's a win for the Miami Dolphins. Same situation with Tua Tagovailoa. I have my reservations, and at the end of the day, I just hope that he can prove me wrong because that's going to be a great thing for the Miami Dolphins. It's that simple. All right. But we learned a lesson from Xavien Howard. He was on a podcast recently. I heard a snippet of it, and he basically said, in so many words, he said almost like he was insulted. He took it personal that we went and drafted Noah Igbenogany. They're not drafting no corner in the first round like that to play slot. They're bringing in Byron Jones. With that kind of money, he's locked down for his position. But you go draft my replacement because you didn't believe that I can stay healthy pretty much. That's basically what X said in the interview. And there's a lesson to be learned in that because it was powerful. You got the best play out of Xavien Howard better than you even seen happening because he was threatened. Because they brought in competition at a position that shouldn't have had competition, right? Because those guys are solidified starters. It shook him up. It ruffled feathers. It got him up. He said it motivated me. He said this. It motivated me. And we're literally sitting around here coddling our quarterback like it's okay. He doesn't need motivation. Don't bring anybody in here to compete against him. That's unfair. He'll always be looking over his shoulder. No. When you got a guy looking over his shoulder, they either show up or they go home. Either the dog come out of them or they fold. And what don't you want to know? That taught us something. Aaron Rodgers said it. What's motivating me is, I'm not mad they brought in a young guy. It's just motivation. Having an amazing season. And it's amazing to me. We don't want competition across the board with the guys that we just love so much. No competition, because if he falls, we want to still be able to live it out with him. And this is where I get nervous, ladies and gentlemen. For Grier to come out and get all personal about his pick and automatically don him the starter, that's where I get a little nervous. I start to feel like our personal feelings are going to get in the way of our best chance to win every single year. And it might be Tua. I'm just saying in general, that sets a really bad precedent. It sets a really bad precedent. Tua motivated Fitz. You might be right. That's why Fitz, some could argue, was playing the best football of his career. Statistically, Ryan Fitzpatrick was having some of the best numbers of his career. Whoever said that, you might just be right. You might just be right. Tua motivated Fitz to want to own that. That's why Fitz was hurt so much about getting benched. That's why. But we gonna turn around and not do the same thing for Tua? No, get it right. And you people who say TD trust them, get out of here. I trust them, but there's only so much trust you can have. Let's get that straight, ladies and gentlemen. All this blind trust, yeah, I trust the decisions they're making and the things they're doing, but it don't mean you don't question them. Because you keep having blind trust, you're going to get stuck every day. You're going to get stuck every year. You're going to get stuck in your lifetime. Keep living with that blind trust. Keep living with that blind trust. Everybody don't know it all. I don't know it all. They don't know it all. They're trying to figure it out. So for the record, I trust Flores and Grier, but that only goes but so far. When you start showing behaviors like breaking protocol, Tua's our starter next year. Hold on, you said best man wins the job. Why you already naming people? Does that mean we're not going to have a competing quarterback next year? What are you doing then? One of your other things is we want to have competition at every position. So what is going on? What are we talking about here? These are nothing but contradictions coming from the people that we're supposed to blindly, quote unquote, for those who are just listening and not watching, we're supposed to blindly trust. No, we calling it out because when it don't work out, we're going to be placing the blame in the wrong place later on. It's so funny how most of the time we place the blame on the X's and O's. Who not doing it on the field? Sometimes it's bigger than on the field. It's the stuff that they do off the field. Football isn't just X's and O's. I had to learn that a few years ago. The more you learn about football, X's and O's is just half of the game. Checks and balances is a huge part of the game. Having a system in your organization is a huge part of the game. It ain't just what happens on the field, ladies and gentlemen, because most of the time what happens off the field is why things happen on the field. But people pick and choose when they want to practice that. See, they want to knock people on the field, every quarterback we get, but they don't want to knock the fact that why we didn't draft Drew Brees when he was available. That happened off the field, ladies and gentlemen. I can go down a list of things that happened off the field that we didn't. We can't talk about what would have. Because all you care about is what's happening on the field, and you wonder why I keep being a boo-boo representation of what you want to see. You got to win this game off the field if you're going to ever have any success on it. You know why we had the little bit of success that we had this year? Because of the things we did off the field. Everybody got mad at trading Laramie Tunsil off the field. That's why we're turning the corner. Everybody got mad that we didn't draft Dwayne Haskins. This is the stuff I'm talking about, off the field decisions. Hiring Brian Flores, off the field decision. That made a huge turnaround. Huge turnaround off the field. Football is bigger than the X's and O's just on the field, man. So for the record, let me give y'all my conclusion to this whole quarterback situation, our future in that regards, and then we're going to talk about number 3. Because I'm not going to allow toxic people who can't articulate words mess this channel up. I'm just going to start blocking them, okay? And it ain't because they got a difference of opinion. It's because they can't interpret what's really being said to them. All right? So for the record, I'm going to say it the last time for you people in the back listening. Tua Tagovailoa was a great college football player. Tua Tagovailoa came into the NFL with concerns such as injuries, such as reads, such as decision making, in my opinion, at least, right? But it doesn't mean that he can't be a great player, even after what we saw in his first year. Tua Tagovailoa struggled his rookie season, but it's not the end all be. We've seen plenty of people struggle. I didn't see that it factor, but it doesn't mean it won't show up. I'm having confidence and I'm having faith that Tua will show up next year, and all of this won't matter anyway. That's the goal for all of us Dolphin fans, period. Even if you don't like him, we should be hoping that he shows up and he's the guy next year. He's balling. Or he made a vast amount of improvement that makes you feel good in the direction that he's heading. That's all. He ain't got to be Breeze. He ain't got to be Brady. He ain't got to be none of that next year. All he needs to do is make a vast amount of improvement that shows us that he's headed in the right direction. That's it. So for the record, I believe Tua can be great. Do I believe he will be great? I can't commit to that because I have no clue. But I believe he can be in the right situation. So that is clear. I'm saying that now. I believe in Tua Tagovailoa. Next year will be the year that turns things around. But as a football guy, let's make sure we get insurance. Because if he doesn't, just because I hope he is, just like most of the other people are, doesn't mean it's going to happen. It does not mean it's going to happen. So just in case, I don't care how you do it. Just make sure you have insurance. Make sure that you bring in a guy who could at least be developed to potentially be a starting type caliber guy, just in case he doesn't work out. And listen, to all the Miami Dolphin fans that feel that way, don't let these trolls bully you out of that. That is the fairest thing ever. Trust me, you're more fair than they are. Their blind loyalty and trust in the situation, they have their prerogative. They have every right to be blindly trusting the situation. That's their business. That's their choice. Nothing's wrong with that. But when they try to come on you, oh, you're a hater of Tua, oh, this and that, you'll see you're going to eat your words. That's just ignorance. That's pure ignorance. They're not hearing your argument that you don't have an issue with Tua. You just want to make sure your team is going to be all right just in case he doesn't pan out. And nothing's wrong with that. Because if we didn't have Xavien Howard and we had Noah Igbenogany and he got burnt like that all year, and we were around here saying he's going to be great next year, they would be some of the same people saying, no, they need to go get insurance just in case he don't turn the corner because he looked like trash. Because they're fanboys of Tua Tagovailoa instead of just the Miami Dolphins. And again, that's their business. Nothing's wrong with that. It's all good. But when they start trying to insult you for having your opinion about it, ignore it. It's ignorance. It's ignorance at its finest, okay? So y'all don't feel bad about these people. Stop going back and forth arguing with them all the time. I've decided I'm going to stop. I'm going to tell them how ignorant they are and keep it moving. Because ain't nobody can question your fanhood as a Dolphin fan. Nobody can question your fanhood. Many people will try, but it ain't none of your business what they think about you. This tea though. So at the end of the day, man, we all hope for the same thing at the end of the day, that whatever happens next year turns out to be legitimate and we're happy. And another narrative I want to quickly squash all of this, give Tua time. Ridiculous at his finest once again. He obviously gonna get the time. Just because you bring in another quarterback doesn't mean Tua's era is over unless the other quarterback's better. So which one do you want? Tua or a quarterback better than him? So when I say nobody can question your fanhood as a Dolphin, I ain't going to question it, but I'm going to leave this out there for you to question within yourself. Would you rather Tua Tagovailoa or a quarterback that's better than him? And that's the whole essence of whoever wins the job wins the job. You don't care what the name is. If one's better than the other and you got them, we all should be happy. But I told y'all weeks ago, and I struck a few nerves with it. I struck a few nerves when I told y'all weeks ago, we ain't arguing with Dolphin fans. We're arguing with Alabama Crimson Tide fans. If Tua got traded to Houston tomorrow, they'd be Houston, Texas fans instantly. Understand that, ladies and gentlemen. We're not arguing with Dolphins fans. We're arguing with Alabama Crimson Tide fans. It's that simple, man. So once you understand that, then you'll realize, why am I even arguing with some of these people? They want to pick Tua over what's best for the team. Why are you arguing with them? And mad respect to those who are in the comment section right now saying, I'm a Tua's fan. At least we getting some honesty out of some of them. At least we getting to, that's what's up. Shout out to the homie Sosa. Honesty, that's it. You know, that's what's up. But these people that want to act like they undercover Dolphin fans and would literally bypass what's best for the team for one person, nah, you missed me with that. Missed me with that, all right? I don't know, TD. Some are trusting Flores. Nothing wrong with trusting Flores either, but at the same token, everybody has a level of common sense in their head, right? You can trust Flores all you want. But once again, at what point is insanity insanity? Flores already told you. Josh Rosen, I gave him a list of things to do. He's done them all. He's going to have an opportunity to be the starter next year. Was gone before camp. Gone. At camp, excuse me. So no. Yeah, we can trust all we want. But we're going to keep trusting whenever there continues to be signs that, oh, well, you know, sometimes politics are being played here. Sometimes, you know, just for PR purposes, things are said. Come on now. So ain't nothing wrong with trusting Flores, but at the same token, read between the lines. Everybody got a level of common sense. You saw Tua this year. Ain't nothing wrong with you still feeling like, oh, he's still going to be great though, TD. Okay, that's fine, but what if he's not? What would you do if you were the Dolphins GM and it didn't work out? Here we are, 2022, and you maybe got 10 wins again and you drafting at 18, but you still can't get a franchise quarterback and Tua's went downhill. Just hypothetically, if that happens, we hope it don't, but if it happens, nobody's been able to answer to me, what are we going to do at the quarterback position if it don't work out? I ain't getting out one person that answered me yet. Y'all know that, right? I've asked that the last 2 weeks like 5 times. Not a single person could answer me. 2022 comes. Just say it gets worse. Oh, my God, he is bad. What are you going to do? What are the Miami Dolphins going to do? You will never have the capital to get back up in the top 5. What are you going to do? Keep on going after journeymen, guys who cut from their other team. Keep getting the Ryan Fitzpatricks of the world. Maybe Phillip Rivers next, right? Is that what we're going to do? Somebody said free agency quarterback. That's my point exactly. You're going to go get Cam? Ryan Fitzpatrick? When are we ever going to get the guy that's – because quarterbacks don't become free agents that you're looking at to be your franchise quarterback. Ain't no quarterback going to be on the market that you're looking at to be your franchise quarterback. They've already been through the aisles of the league. Either they're old or teams don't even believe in them. Come on. Somebody said Stafford. How old is Stafford? We're looking for a franchise quarterback, right? Somebody can be with the team for 10 plus years, right? Y'all got to stop. And see, but that's my point. Nobody can give me a sensible answer for that question. Matthew Stafford, 32. My point exactly. Nobody can give a sensible answer to that question. Of if Tua don't work out, what are we going to do in 2022? You're deluded. Trust Flores. He sees something in Tua that works with the system. I don't want to hear that. First of all, let's get one thing straight. Flores is a defense guy. Let's get that straight now. I'm not questioning his ability with offense, but he is a defense guy first. Let's get that straight. So don't tell me about trusting Flores sees something in the offense with Tua. He can't even find the right offensive coordinator. Have y'all thought about that too? He's 0-2 for offensive coordinator. Let's get the facts straight. He is 0-2 finding an offensive coordinator. Oh, let's get that straight. Those are Flores' hires, not Grier. They might consult, but he is 0-2 finding an offensive coordinator. Let's get it straight. Let's talk about the facts now. It may be a little bit of gruesome and grimy, but it's a fact. 0-2 on offensive coordinators. So he's looking for the guy that can make his life easier so that he can worry about the defense. And these are facts. He's waiting to find a guy who make his life easier to have to not worry about offense so he can focus on the whole team as a whole and defense primarily. Facts. Come on, Flores will be coach of the year. You know how many coaches of the year done got fired? Stop. Y'all, you move the goalposts. You know how many coaches of the year done been fired before? You know how many coaches of the year everybody know that they are strictly offensive minded? You know how many coaches of the year that everybody knows that they are strictly defensive minded? And they hire somebody to take care of the other side, call the plays and everything? Now, don't get me wrong, Flores is a hell of a coach, motivating the team and everything. But whenever it comes to offensive philosophy, scheme, and all of that, I don't know. Things can be questioned. That's just a fact. And nothing's wrong with that. That doesn't mean you're not head coach material. You're definitely head coach material. But coaches like him usually find somebody to take care of the offensive end so he can leave it alone, because that ain't typically where he, specialize. Come on now, Flores is a great coach. John D, did I say he wasn't? See, this is those selective hearing pieces, guys. Everybody hear what I just said, and now everybody, Flores is a great coach. What are you talking about? I just said he's a great coach. There's a lot of great coaches that only are good on one side of the ball too. Am I wrong? Andy Reid, is he offensive or defensive, ladies and gentlemen? Andy Reid, ladies and gentlemen, put it in the comment section. Is he offense or defense? Is he offense or defense? Andy Reid. Does he have any history of being known as a defensive-minded coach or guru or anything? It's my point exactly. It don't make you a bad coach. Some of y'all get out of your feelings when somebody tell the truth. It don't make you a bad coach, but there's coaches out here that are specifically specialized in one area. When they talk about Bill Belichick, they talk about Bill Belichick-led defense. He always bring in an offensive coordinator to handle that stuff. If Flores doesn't win a Super Bowl in the next 3 years, should we extend him or move on? I mean, that's a question nobody can answer because it depends on what happened in those 3 years. First of all, people have to understand, just because a coach doesn't win a Super Bowl, it is hard to win a Super Bowl, ladies and gentlemen. 32 teams are vying for one thing. So to say win a Super Bowl, no, that ain't cool. That's not cool. People shouldn't judge a coach on whether or not they win a Super Bowl. I mean, at the end of the day, I know that's the ultimate prize, what everyone wants, but you want a coach that's going to bring success to the organization and battles or put you in a position where you can get there or in a position where you're in it maybe. But to win it, it's not easy. It's hard, man. People think Super Bowls are just like, we got the team now. If we don't win a Super Bowl, it's a bust. In the NFL, there ain't no such thing. I'm going to be honest with y'all. In the NFL, there ain't no such thing as Super Bowl or bust. I don't care how much talent you bring in, who you bring in, what you bring in. The truth is there is no such thing as a Super Bowl or bust. This league is hard, man. It's not easy. These guys are out there physically fighting every game. Straight up fighting, brute strength, just man to man. It's not easy. The cream of the crop athletes in the world, man. There ain't never just one good team. I don't care how much you stack your deck. Yeah, it'll give you a better chance to win the Super Bowl. But, man, to be trying to sit here and put expectations of a guaranteed one, and if not, you're a bust, I would never. This league is hard. Because if you think about it, if a guy doesn't win a Super Bowl in 3 years, should you fire him? That means every year you're going to have about 15 coaches get fired on rotation. Every year, 31 coaches get their first strike. Oh, you got 2 more chances. In that next year, at least 30 coaches say, oh, I got my second strike. In the next year, at least 29 coaches say, oh, I got my third strike. No, nobody goes off of that principle. Breaking news that Sean Watson wants out of Houston. We know what Watson wants out. He actually came out, if I'm not mistaken, he tweeted when they traded his boy D-Hop, he was mad on a level of 2. But when they what happened recently, he's on level 10. So he's really heated. He wants out for sure. But I don't think Miami going to give the ransom to do it. I don't think Miami would give the ransom to do it. And matter of fact, I'm going to have a straight up conversation about the 3rd overall pick and that situation on the next stream. Y'all give me a little bit, go check on something, and I'll be right back. This TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. I'll check with y'all in a little bit. Stay tuned. In a few minutes, I'll be back because I want to talk about that. All right. See you soon.